Yeah, in this video, I'm talking about JavaScript arithmetic operators. Okay, so inside this we have about 8 of them, 8 JavaScript arithmetic operator. Yeah, we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponentiation, remainder, and then increments with decrements. Okay, so let's just illustrate that. Let me first of all create my simple HTML structure. Then I will use external JavaScript, which is external JavaScript file. So to do that, I will say script. I'll say script. Then inside the script first opening tag, I'll give it source. Then I will now connect my external JavaScript. I've already created this JavaScript. This is the JavaScript. Okay, this is the JavaScript file. So I will now link it to the source by using dot slash. I will select, or you can just type the name of the JavaScript file. It's still the same thing. Okay, so it's now linked. So we will not be doing much in this our HTML. All we have to do now is just to add only the display. I want to display it in header one element. So I will create a header one element and then give it ID. I'll give it an ID name of, let me give it a hash1. Let me just use this as hash1. Okay, having done this, now I think I'm done with. Okay, and I still want to give you, let me give it some styling so it will be bold when it's shown here. Let me just add some text here so it can help me when let me just use something like let me say something like, let me use uppercase. Let me say okay, let me refresh so I'll be seeing what I'm doing. Okay, so let me use this thing as illustration to set what I want to. Let me just say style. Inside this style, I will give it a background color. Let me give it a background color of black. Let me give it a background color of black. Let me say black, black color. Okay, then inside this black, I will not give it let me give the text a color. So I will just say color, put a color. Then let me use aqua. Aqua will be a little bit shiny. Okay, I think it's a little bit better. Then the next thing I'll be adding, let me put my semicolon. I will be adding I will center this text. I will make this center to be in the center. Set text, and what I'm using now is called inline CSS. So I'm just styling this element with inline. I don't want to create an external CSS. I just want to do it in. So I'll be sure that I'm done with um HTML. That I will not start writing my JavaScript. Okay, test align. Let me say test align. Put colon. Inside the colon, I will not say center. Let me use center. So it will come to center. Yeah, the text is now in center. This thing that I'm doing is where our result will be displaying. That's what I want to do. I'll be using element display, element output in this tutorial. So I think it's okay, but let me also increase the font size. I will say font size, put hyphen font size. Let me give it 2.5 em. Let me see what it looks like. 2.5 em. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a little bit bigger. It's better. Okay, let me just make it complete 3 em, so it will be a little bit more bolder since it's already our display point. Yeah, I think it's much better this way. So I'm done with my HTML. So let me remove this text inside, which is this arm. Okay. Yeah, you will not see it until we send our results, our output to it. You will not see it again. Okay, now the next thing I will do, let me split my screen. Okay, splitting my screen now. I'll be adding JavaScript. I think JavaScript should be this side. It's better it comes this way. Okay, the HTML will be this side. Then let me reduce this screen. Now I think it's better this way. Let me remove this HTML here. Let me reduce it a little bit. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are starting with additional operator. So first of all, what I will now do, I will create I'll first of all go down and create our display, the code that will be sending the display to our browser. So to do that, I'll use document dot get elements, that should get elements by ID. Then I will now open a parameter parenthesis and then put a double quote like the name of our ID, which is hash1 header 1. Okay, having done this, I will now say dot inner HTML, so it can push the text to our screen. Okay, so I will now set it equal to, so there's nothing to, okay, let me just leave it now. So when I want to display any value of a variable, just equal it to that variable name. You can see, then you see the output in the browser. If I haven't done this now, go back to, I will now enter to the first one. So we'll start with additional operator. So first of all, let's just create a variable. Let me say var a equal to let me give it 2. Then the next line let me say you know, var b equal to, let me give it 4. Okay, I think it makes sense. So the next thing I will now do is I will now call the addition. Let me just create another variable called sum. Okay, let me just call it sum. So inside this sum now, I will assign a value of, I will give it a specified instruction. Okay, to do that, what I will now say is equal to a plus, let me use plus sign, plus b, a plus b. So this sum now, we assign this, I put this operator between these things, so it will add these two values, this a and b, which contains our these 2 and 4. Okay, so this sum now, this arithmetic now that you are seeing here now is inside something. Whenever I call this sum now, you see the result. So I will now equal the inner HTML to the sum variable. You're supposed to see the output in the screen. I think I'm done. Let me refresh and let me see why is it not supposed to be showing. What is the problem? Document.getElement by ID. Oh, I use hash I here instead of hash 1. Let me edit this. Is if the problem is from my HTML that I misspelled the ID. So let me replace this 1 so it's showing now. You can see that this is for um additional arithmetic operator, JavaScript arithmetic operator. You can see that. So what it's doing is this operator add these two variables. So the next thing we're going to do is to use subtraction. Just put a hyphen here. You can see a minus b, which is 2 minus 4, is giving you minus 2. But let me just put a meaningful word. Let me say something like let me say 10, and then leave it at 4. You can see which is 10 minus 4 will give us 6. You can see that. And then, but I have to, let me change this variable, since we will not be changing this thing now. Let me change the variable to answer. Let me leave it at answer equals to the variable. Let me change it here and give it, let me put the answer variable here, so it is more better this way. Then we'll be changing our operator between the b, which is more better. Then the next one I'll be talking about is multiplication. Then we'll put as the multiplication is asterisk to just multiply the two variables. You can see that. That's what it does. Then it will give us the output in the screen. Then the next thing I'll be doing now is to call another one division, which is put a backward slash. You can see that 10 divided by 4 will giving us 2.5. Okay, that's how to use division in JavaScript. Okay, then the next one I'm using is called exponentiation. So what that means is the raised to power of the first number. So to do that, you use this asterisk 2 times. So say shift asterisk 2 times. You see the output. It raises this what is it called? I think okay. So what this thing does is to just raise this variable, this last one, to the power of a, which means 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 up to 10. That's what it means. Raised to power the second value here, raised to power of the first one. That's what it does, and it's giving us 1000. So if you can do that, it's giving us 10,000. You can do that on your own calculator. It will still give you the same thing. Okay. Then the next one we're talking about is remainder. So to do that remainder, all you have to do is use this percentage. Use a percentage. Okay, you can see that. So what this does is it will give us the remainder of these two variables when 10 is divided by 4. Okay, it's supposed to be that should be 2. 2 will be remainder, which means when 4 divided by what am I saying? How many 4 are there in 10? 4 in 4 sections. We have 2 of them. Then we still have remainder 2. So if 4 divide 10, we'll be having 2 remainder 2. That's what it means. So the remainder is what will be displayed here. If you just change this value, let me use, I think 5 and 2 will be very much better for illustration. So if we say 2 now, if you say 2 here now, it will give us 1. So remainder of if 2 divide 5, our remainder will be 1. Okay, you can see it in the screen. Okay, then the next one we're talking about is an increment. Okay, what an increment does, this is a plus plus. What it does is it adds 1 to the value of the variable. So let's take, for instance, now let me clear this. I think the best way to do this now, I think I should, since I'm making use of the answer, let me do it this way now. To better explain this increment, I think the best way I should do this now, I should do it with, let me just do it with only one variable. I think it will be more better. Let me use only variable a to do it. So let me set this to 1. Let's start with 1 var a. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now is, I think this answer, I do not really need this answer. What I will not do, I will not add, doing this in this way, I think is more better. Let me remove this answer, since we're talking about increments. Increments, we don't need double this. I just want to make it to explain to make it as simple as, okay. So in this variable, what we'll now do is, since we have created a variable a and assigned one value to it, so what we have, we put a semicolon, then come down and then say that's in a plus no plus plus. Okay, so what we'll now do here, we also put our colon and a semicolon, then we'll come to this. Instead of this answer, we'll set our index document of get element by id dot inner html equals to this variable here. Let me set it to a. You see the output, you can see it's 2 now. The reason why you see 2 here is because this is 1. Plus plus means add 1, which is add another 1 to it. That's what it means. Okay, so the next one I'll talk about is what's it called, minus minus, which is decrement. This one is an increment, then the next one is decrement. So to do that, all you have to do is, let me just put 3 inside, or let me say 4. Let me just assign 4 to our variable a. So what will come down to this a plus plus, we remove plus plus and put minus minus. Okay, so what it does, it minus 1 from this our variable. So our variable is 4, so minus minus just decrement it by 1. That's what it will just decrement it by 1. Okay, so having said that, I think I have covered the JavaScript arithmetic, the 8 JavaScript arithmetic operator, which is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponentiation, remainder, increment, and decrement. Okay, so next I want to talk about within this JavaScript arithmetic operator is the pattern of the sequence, of the operation. Okay, because if you will not just put some value and then suppose there's something we called MDS. So I think I will, let me do this thing this way. Inside this place now, let me push this thing to the screen so it will be well understood. That's what we currently use block letter. It's what we call MD. I think that should be MDAS. I think MDAS. Okay, MDAS. Okay, so this is the sequence. Like some of us that did mathematics, some people that do mathematics, you will know something like they say board mass, board mass, stuff like that. Okay, that's the sequence. So in this one now, in this our JavaScript, we have this sequence called MDAS. What that simply means: multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So when you when you give JavaScript a sort of a calculation, what it will do, it will follow this sequence. To first of all do the multiplication, do the division, then do the addition, and then do the subtraction. Okay, so that is it for JavaScript arithmetic operators. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.